House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski. House of Leaves is framed like a puzzle that's already broken when you find it. The story begins with Johnny Truent, a tattoo shop worker who discovers a massive manuscript left behind by a dead blind man named Zampano. The manuscript is an academic-style analysis of a documentary film called the Navidson Record. The problem is that no one can prove this film ever existed. The documentary follows Will Navidson, a photojournalist, who moves into a house with his partner Karen and their 2 children. At first, everything is normal. Then they discover a hallway that wasn't there before. When they measure it, they realize the inside of the house is slightly larger than the outside. Physics doesn't work that way. As they investigate further, the house begins changing on its own. Endless dark corridors appear. Staircases descend for miles underground. Rooms shift positions. Sound behaves strangely, sometimes vanishing entirely. Exploration teams enter the house and get lost for days, weeks, or forever. Some die. Some disappear. As this is happening, Johnny Truent's narration starts unraveling. He becomes obsessed with the manuscript. He stops sleeping. He hallucinates. He grows violent and paranoid, convinced the house might be real and expanding into his own life. Tender is the Flesh. By Agustina Bazterrica. After a virus makes animal meat deadly, governments legalize cannibalism. Humans bred for consumption are renamed head to remove moral responsibility. Society adapts disturbingly fast. Marcos works at a processing plant and has emotionally detached himself from the system. When he's given a living human woman as a gift, he begins treating her kindly. The reader assumes this is a story about resistance and compassion. It isn't. Marcos is grooming her. When she becomes pregnant, he slaughters her and keeps the child. The book ends by revealing that he never rejected the system. He simply learned how to use it better. We need to talk about Kevin by Lionel Shriver. This novel is written as letters from Eva Kacadourian to her estranged husband after their son Kevin commits a mass school massacre. The book traces Kevin's life from birth, and Eva's growing sense that something is deeply wrong with him. Kevin is intelligent, manipulative, and emotionally empty. As a child, he deliberately disobeys, lies convincingly, and enjoys causing distress. Eva struggles with guilt, questioning whether her resentment toward motherhood shaped Kevin into what he became. As Kevin grows older, his cruelty becomes more calculated. He harms others quietly, always in ways that give him plausible deniability. By the time he commits the massacre, the reader understands it wasn't a sudden break, but the final step in a long progression. The book never gives a clear answer. Was Kevin born this way? Or was he created by emotional neglect, societal pressure, or parental failure? Eva survives, but she's left with unbearable guilt and a son who may never fully explain himself. American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis. American Psycho is told entirely through the voice of Patrick Bateman, a wealthy Wall Street banker living in Manhattan during the 1980s. Patrick is obsessed with appearances. He catalogs every detail of his life, from skincare routines to restaurant reservations, with robotic precision. Underneath that polished surface, Patrick is deeply disturbed. He begins committing acts of extreme violence, murder, torture, sexual assault. The descriptions are graphic, repetitive, and deliberately exhausting. Violence becomes just another routine. What makes the book disturbing is that reality itself starts breaking down. Patrick constantly confuses people's identities, and others confuse him for someone else. Victims he claims to have murdered appear alive later. When Patrick confesses to his crimes, no one takes him seriously. They assume he's joking or mistake him for someone else. The novel slowly suggests that Patrick may not matter at all. Whether the murders happened or not is irrelevant. Society is so empty and self-absorbed that even a monster blends in. The book ends without consequences, without answers, and without justice.